Rock and roll legend Little Richard calls himself many things. The emancipator and the originator come to mind. Now the musician gets to add a new title to his name, teacher. 35 years ago, parents disapproved of Little Richard and stopped children from listening to Good Golly Miss Molly. But in 1995, Little Richard is teaching kids the boogie woogie.
You all know who I am. Little Richard, the innovator. I am the emancipator. I am the architect of rock and roll.
It feels good because if not me, who? If they don't want me, why? If they don't get it now, when? You understand me? So I'm here, and it's free.
If the teacher is a little unconventional, so is the classroom. Apart from a live audience at the House of Blues, the club was hooked up by video, sent over phone lines to children in Boston and New Orleans.
Can we take a question from Boston? Give it to me, Boston. How's Larry Bird doing?
It's just showing us what the year 2000 is going to be like, where we're going to be able to be in contact with people all over the world.
Ooh, I love that guitar. I love that guitar. Ooh, I love it.
And this wasn't a one-time event. All House of Blues restaurants bring in students 3 days a week to teach them history through the arts.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Extra. I'm Dave Nemeth.
And I'm Marcel Neville.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
Good golly, indeed. Little Richard was showing no mercy at L.A.'s House of Blues. He was helping launch a new interactive blues school where students in Cambridge, Massachusetts and New Orleans got to use video conferencing to ask the man about his music and his future.
I'm still doing it. I'm still on the stage. I ain't no rage on front page, but hey, woo-hoo.
And that's today's Celebrity Traffic Report.
Little Richard goes interactive for the House of Blues.
And look at what singer Little Richard was doing in West Hollywood today, entertaining kids in New Orleans and Cambridge. The closed circuit show was sponsored by the House of Blues Blues Schoolhouse program. After the show, the kids discussed the history of rock and roll with one of the founders of the music.
Little Richard with the kids.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Live from WHDH-TV Boston.
3, stand by, on the air.
This is 7 News at 5.
And from one keyboard to another, coming up at 5:30, Little Richard and some Medford students jam via computer.
But first,
Are you glad to see me?
a high-tech meeting between super students and a superstar.
Students from Boston and Medford got a VIP visit today, even though he never left Los Angeles. Little Richard, the architect of rock and roll, gave a history class in cyberspace. It's an example how technology is changing education. 7 News reporter Mike Lawrence explains.
Boston, let me hear you say, woo! You all know who I am.
He led a band with Jimi Hendrix and James Brown, but on this day, Little Richard was teaching class in Massachusetts and New Orleans while live in L.A.
Can we take a question from Boston?
What motivates you when you write your songs?
Oh, whoa. I was motivated by many things.
Natasha Fisher could see and hear Little Richard, and he could see and hear her, thanks to technology that will eventually be affordable for schools and your home computer.
Probably in about 10 years, I think this will be more routine.
Ooh, I love that guitar.
Little Richard could interact with the kids thanks to special 9X lines that already reach many homes, and the PictureTel company of Danvers, which makes equipment to send video through those lines.
My name's Jonathan Davis. My name's James Thompson. And what age did you start performing at?
I started performing when I was about 5 years old.
For the Medford and Boston kids, it was a chance to question in cyberspace a founding father of rock and blues.
It was a good feeling, but when I was talking to him, I was mad nervous.
For the House of Blues Foundation, it was a new way to teach.
It's a fascinating concept. Little Richard, 3,000 miles away, teaching school to kids all the way in New Orleans and right here in Massachusetts. You've heard about the Global Village? Well, this is the beginnings of it now. I'm Mike Lawrence, 7 News, at the House of Blues in Cambridge.
And even in cyberspace, kids still get nervous being next
Right.
to a star.
Now Mom and Dad will believe the kids when they say, Little Richard was at my school today.
It's true.
A rock and roll legend shows people how to make it in the music industry. Gail Anderson talks to Little Richard. Moving along to another entertainment note now. Elvis may have been the king, but by many accounts, Little Richard is the architect of rock and roll. And now he's teaching young people how to prepare for a career in music. Gail Anderson is in our newsroom with details on a special class at the House of Blues. Hi, Gail.
Hi, Ron. It's the first closed-circuit bi-coastal session of an unusual blues school. And who better to instruct this countrywide class than the founding father of rock and roll, the king of the keyboard, a music man from Macon, the piano professor, Ricardo Wayne Penniman. My elementary school music classes were never like this. Good golly, Little Richard is the teacher of this music class. His students, 5th graders through 12th graders from Massachusetts, California, and Louisiana. His classroom, in this case, classrooms, the House of Blues in Cambridge, Massachusetts, the House of Blues on the LA Sunset Strip, and the House of Blues in New Orleans, Louisiana, all interactive with the architect of rock and roll.
Can you give me your name before you give me the question?
Say it again, baby.
My name is Jonathan Davis. My name is James Thompson. And what age did you start performing at?
Oh, you're getting nosy now. I started performing when I was a little boy. I was a little bitty kid. Very pretty baby, though. Very beautiful baby. My mama said very unusual. Everybody came to see me because they never seen nobody with no head like that.
Did you start performing at?
Wait a minute, honey. Give me time to answer the question. I'm going to get off of that and say, what age you start performing at? Wait a minute. I started performing when I was about 5 years old. I was 5 and ain't no jive. I'm still alive. I was 5 and very pretty.
I want to know what inspired you to do rock and roll with all the other music around.
Well, I really wanted to be different. You know, all the kids, you know, they were singing when I was a boy. It was Sammy Kaye, it was Tommy Dorsey, Tiny Bradshaw, John Redmond, Cootie Williams, Count Basie, and people were singing Pennies from Heaven, but they wasn't falling in my neighborhood. You know, but what I did was, you know, everybody was swinging and swaying with Sammy Kaye, and I got tired of swaying, and so we wanted to boogie, and so that's when Wop Bop Baloo Bop Bop Bam Boom came up, and we wanted to do something different, so we took rhythm and blues and increased the tempo.
This tri-state production, courtesy of the International House of Blues Foundation's Blues School House. That's a foundation that brings music and art back to public schools and increases racial harmony through educational outreach programs.
It was just uplifting to do it. When they told me I was doing it for the children, I really wanted to do it because I wanted them to see history alive and to hear the truth.
So was this first video conference event featuring the famed founding father of rock and roll a hit?
Well, I think Little Richard is great. When I saw him, I wanted to faint because everything he said was wonderful. I just love Little Richard, how he is. And he is really the father, and he should take Elvis Presley's place.
He is the father of music, and he always likes to take care of kids.
I was so happy.
Why?
Because he gave me his autograph.
Oh, let me see. Hold that up. Little Richard's lyrical lesson even inspired some spontaneous song.
Oh, yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman.
let them know that rhythm and blues is rock and roll up-tempo, and that don't let nobody fool you. That's what it is. I don't care what else it's called. It's rhythm and blues, and that's what it is. And I am the architect, the originator, and emancipator. I am the inventor, and I just want you to know that.
If you're a teacher, or a student, or a philanthropist, I can only say that once a year, and you want to know more about the Blues Schoolhouse program, you can call Michelle Steinberg over at the House of Blues. Her number, 213-848-2558. As for Little Richard, he's a busy guy this spring and summer. He opens Dolly Parton's Dollywood April 23rd. He performs in London next month. Also during the month of May, you'll see Little Richard in episodes of, get this, Baywatch, that's right, and the soap opera One Life to Live. And then you'll be able to catch him in concert back here in Los Angeles in June.
I have a question, Gail.
Go ahead.
You're so young, you can't possibly remember Little Richard.
Oh, no, I went down to the library downtown and did some research.
Oh, you went to the library. Yeah, right.
Molly here, one of our producers, introduced me to. I got my card, I went down here and did some research, and so I was ready.
Well, good for you, and that was very enjoyable. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, wise guy.
See you later.